Um, Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen once again. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, good evening. On today's menu, we are going to be doing something special with green vegetable. We are going to be making stew, but this is it's not tomato stew as is popularly known. This one is vegetable stew. I'm going to use this particular vegetable, green vegetable. As you can see here, I have my green vegetable. I've already cut most of them, and I still have some to chop. Actually, I got this from my garden, so it's very fortunate to get the kind of vegetable that we use back home here in abroad. So I'm just happy having green here, and so I was thinking of what to do with it, and I said let me prepare vegetable stew with it. It's going to be a simple meal, but it's going to be delicious. It's not going to take any time, but it's going to be delicious. Here I have the ingredient for it. I have my oil, vegetable oil here. You can decide to use red oil, cook it through, just prepare it the way you prepare your soup, then cook it with your tomato, fresh tomato, then you can add your vegetable. But I have a vegetable oil. I'm using vegetable oil. So here I have the meat that I will be cooking. I have momo, I have beef. So I've cooked it because it's a raw canda, so I have to cook it to reduce the time. So it's already it's ready to be used. And here I have I used the thyme, curry powder, and rosemary, all dry. I've already used it in the meat for seasoning the meat, so I'm not going to be using it anymore. I just want to show you what I added when I was cooking the meat. So I have a fresh garlic, I have a ginger, and I have one red onions here. So I'm going to be adding a powdered crayfish here. I have my seasoning cubes, I have salt, and this is my fresh tomato. And because it's not a regular stew tomato, I'm going to be using I'm not going to be using too much tomatoes. I'm just going to be using a few tomatoes. So now I'm going to start cutting the tomatoes. I'll start with cutting the onions and start frying it. And as it's frying, I'm going to start cutting the fresh tomatoes. So vegetable stew is what I usually cook when I get bored of eating tomato all the time. You can use spinach or collard green. You mix the two together so that the toughness, it will reduce the toughness of that collard green. You add the spinach to it, then you can use it with your chopped fresh tomato. You can make yourself a stew. You can use it for your boiled white yam, use it for white rice, or your boiled cooked potatoes. So today I'm using this, I'm cooking this for eating white rice. Back home you have a lot of fresh vegetable you can choose for this. You have ugu, have water leaf, have everything fresh, broad vegetable, fresh, big. The leaves are so broad, unlike mine that is so tiny. But it's even fortunate to have get green, because it's one of the vegetables that grows in America. Green, it survives. So this is it, and I'm happy for that. When I was in Nigeria, I don't even like eating green, but when I came here, I started appreciating all the vegetables I don't eat before. So now I've already chopped the onions. I'm going to start the stove and add my vegetable oil. I'm going to add the vegetable oil right now. And allow it to heat up. So as it's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and start chopping the onions. So I'm going to set this one aside and start chopping the onions as our oil heats up. So I'm not going to blend the tomatoes. I'm just going to chop it in cubes. Yes, anyhow you want to chop it, you can do it. As I said, it's not a regular tomato stew. It's just a way of eating my vegetable with white rice. I love eating vegetables sometimes. As I said, you get bored eating tomato. You can change the menu and eat something exciting and something delicious. So vegetable. So chopping the onions. I don't usually add crayfish in my tomato stew, but because this is vegetable, I want to make it like local. Add the crayfish to it. It's going to enhance the taste. So this is it for today. Vegetable stew. As I said, you can use any vegetable of your choice. So it's going to be a quick cooking because everything is going to be looking fresh and not going to take too long, like frying the tomato until it's dried. No. Water in this thing, in my pot. So right now I think this thing is heating up. I'm going to go ahead and add the onions. Okay.
And my mom is a good cooker.
Thank you. So let me have it. So right now I'm going to go ahead and add my sliced onions to the pot. Now, can I have that wooden spoon? Yeah. Where is it? The wooden spoon. Oh, let's get it for me. So right now, I think the onions has cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up with the remaining tomatoes. Mama. 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 Don't touch this thing, don't touch the bottom. Okay, are you seeing it? Come closer. So, we are going to finish cutting our tomatoes. I'm using a small quantity of tomatoes because I want the star ingredient, which is the green, to shine through, because I'm not cooking just tomato stew, I'm cooking vegetable stew. So that is the difference. Tomato stew, add just your curry leaf or basil, just small quantity. But here the vegetable is the main ingredient. So that is why I'm using one fresh tomato and not steamed even. Yeah, so and a small quantity of it. Hope you are learning something from my videos. The purpose of making those videos is for you to learn something. Maybe there's something you've not been doing right before, maybe something you want to learn how to cook it. That is the reason for my making these videos. I hope you learn something from it. So the tomato is chopped, and I'm sure the onions is done right now. So we're going to add the tomato to the onions. So I'm going to add the fresh tomato right now. You notice I've not added any seasoning to the chicken. The reason is that I have enough seasoning already in the meat. I always cook with meat stock, so I do season it very well. So sometimes I don't add curry powder or when I'm frying the tomatoes, because I like to cook it through. So I do it through cooking it, seasoning the meat or whatever I'm using very well, so that when I add it, you can still perceive the aroma of those herbs and spices. So the tomato is inside. So as the tomato is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting the remaining green vegetable. I have a lot. I did some prepping because I don't want to waste too much time. So Amara, honey, come. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this remaining green. It is so tiny because I think our green is getting tired, and the leaves they are not as broad as it used to be, so we just picked these ones. But even if it's not getting tired, you can't get that broad leaf that you get back home, and those big fresh green. You know how the stem, how big the stems are, so you can't get it that way. So this is the way how it survives, how it looks when it's you plant it and it's grown. So this is how it looks. So Amara, come and hold this for me. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting the remaining one. You know what you did? Yeah. Don't touch the button. Don't touch the black button. Okay. Hold it here so that I can hold it very well. So it will not slip. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting the remaining one. Mama, you see my hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mama, you see my hand? Okay. Thank you, Mama. My little camera girl. Chop it very thin.
My mom's food is delicious.
Is it delicious, Mama? You like it? Are you learning from it? Okay, good. So you have to learn so that when you grow, you know how to cook. Okay? While growing up, you don't need to go to culinary school to learn how to cook. You learn growing up. You learn from your mommy. Where it is awake. Oh dear. No, stay there. Let me wash my hand, okay? Oh dear. Royal, my darling. I'm here. My sweetheart. It's okay.
My rice is almost done.
It's okay. Don't cry. Here. I'm here. So you learn from your mom because you cook almost every day. You cook almost every day. So that is how we learn cooking. Actually, it's one of the criteria that a man will seek in a girl he wants to marry. Does she know how to cook? Because my people say that a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. It's through food. So you know how to cook. You cook for your family, you cook for your children, you cook for everyone around you. So can you bring that in here? So right now this thing is done. The tomato is almost done, and the next thing is to add the meat stock, the crayfish, then you season it, which I'm going to do very soon. Please don't go away, stay tuned. We will be right back to finish our cooking. Thank you and God bless. So right now we are back to finish up. So the tomato is done, as you can see. Now I'm going to add the broth, then the crayfish goes in. You don't need too much water in this recipe because the vegetable is going to wilt and shed some of the water in it. So I've added the broth, so I'm going to go ahead and add the crayfish. I'm not adding the meat because it's already done and I don't want it overcooked. So that is why. That is why I'm not going to. Okay, so I'm going to add the crayfish right now. I'm adding the crayfish right now. So I'm stirring. I'm stirring it. If I am cooking plain tomato stew, regular tomato stew, I'm not going to add this crayfish. But I'm cooking vegetable stew, so that is why I'm adding the crayfish. So I've already added the broth, as you know. I've already added the broth, as you know. So I'm going to go ahead and allow it to cook. I'm going to cover, season it, then allow it to cook. Two cubes of seasoning. I can add more if you get to look for it. So little, because I've already added my meat and I don't need too much salt. So I'm going to taste it right now. I'm just taking my time to allow them. I'm taking my time to allow them the crayfish to cook through. It's a little hot. Pepperish is good. I like it in a vegetable stew. I also consider my kids when I'm cooking anything, so they don't like hot food. So right now I'm going to cover this pot and let it cook for like a minute. Then I will add my meat. Then after the meat, then the vegetable comes last. And as you know, green doesn't take time to cook. It doesn't take any time to cook. So it's going to come, every vegetable comes last anyway. The green, if you know green, some vegetables are tougher than the other. But if you know green, you know that it doesn't, some minutes, it's 3 minutes is okay. It's already done.
Mom, can you get water?
So I'm gonna add the meat. Add a bit of here. And it's so good, very delicious. And the crayfish is another thing when you're cooking dried crayfish, when you're cooking a vegetable stew. It gives it a beautiful taste. So delicious. Look at this too. Delicious. It's another way of cooking your making stew for your family. Cooking vegetable and fresh tomatoes. They will enjoy it. So let me allow this to cook. I'm going to cover it. Allow it to boil. Almost done. You are learning a lot from here. You are learning something. If you like the way we cook, please subscribe. If you have not done so, hit the notification bell, like, share our videos, comment, and God bless you. So let me cover it and let it cook while I get the plate for dishing it out ready. Amara, come. In the bed,
Can we go for 3?
in the bed, they're not making back. Bed, then
What?
when they come with this, and get you. Let me get the plate. You like it? Are you going to eat? Okay. I'm going to eat rice. Now come and hold it. Do you want what? Do the shit. Well, judging them, okay? So we can finish up. Oh, hold it. Don't touch the button. Okay? Don't touch the black button. Yeah? Come this way. Sure, come and stay here. Yeah, now hold it. Yes. Good job. Maybe I took the button. I can touch that button. Cooking is royalty. Royalty cooking is royalty. Unlike this one. Let me get the plates. delicious. This is the kind of stew that I cook, and I eat rice every day. Just like the way I made the day I made the ofam, I ate it twice a day until I finished it. But if it is a regular stew, I will not be eating it that way. But anything vegetable stew, ofam, I love it. So the stew is ready, and I'm going to add the star ingredients right now. So you can see it's ready. I'm gonna add the vegetable right now and stir it, and we are done. And as soon as it's cooked, I'm going to transfer it in a bowl so that it will not continue to cook, and the green vegetable will turn to something else, to yellow. So Mama, come on, hold this.
My mom's videos are the best.
Okay, come on, hold this for me. When I give it to you now to eat, you will not eat it. Come and hold this. Are you feeling it? Are you sure? It's still like that. So right now I'm going to add this. I'm holding my baby in my hand.
Yeah, are you going to eat?
Yeah, I'm going to eat now. Yeah.
Can I drink water?
I'm not sure if you can. I am going to go. So the vegetable is inside. Now you see my hand? Are you sure? So it's going to add more water. So that's why I was very careful not to add too much water. But this grain is going to shed water. This is what I was eating. Ate it growing up.
Before my mom was eating it before. She ate it all day.
No, that's not. That one is different. That one is so far.
Which one is this one?
This one is green.
Oh.
This one is green. That's green. That's green as stew. Are you seeing my hand, Mama? Are you seeing the stew?
No, because your hand is covering it.
Let me taste it first.
I want to taste. Not there.
Yum. Let me see what I'm doing. I don't know. So, the green. Don't put the glass cup, okay? So look at the green. It's done. I'm going to turn off the stove because the heat is going to finish up cooking. I'm going to turn the stove off, and I'm going to plate the food. But this is the final result of our cooking today, and it is very, very delicious. As I said, it's cooked. I'm going to off the stove right now. Mama, can I have that pen? Can I have the spoon? It's cooked, so I don't want the green to change their color. So I'm going to off it right now. Now plate this. It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
It is done. Yeah. So we're going to plate our food. I have my plate here. No, come on, take this from me. So look at our food. Green vegetable stew. Green vegetable stew is delicious, super tasty. So we are going to dish it. This is for your yam. You can use it for your yam. White rice. If you look at it, you see it's still very greenish. It hasn't changed color, but if you allow it in this pot, it's going to change the color.
I really like it. It's like soup.
It's like soup, mommy. Yeah, it looks like soup. It doesn't look like a stew that you know.
Onions is good.
Do you like the onions? So for today, this is the end result of our cooking. As you can see, it looks so greenish. It's very, very tasty. It's loaded with flavor. I'm telling you, if you go to the restaurant and they serve you a plain tomato stew and this one, which one are you going to choose? I want you to leave your answer in the comments section for me. I would like to know. But as for me, I'm going to just look at it.
And
I'm going
guys,
to choose this
my
one.
brother was dancing before.
Oh dear Lord.
He was doing the same dance.
Like Peppa Pig. Oh, so that is it for today's. I'm happy that everything turned out as I planned, because it's not easy cooking and everything will come out the way you plan it. Sometimes something will go wrong. Either the video stopped recording and before you know it, your vegetable will turn to something else, or any other thing can happen.
Stop eating.
So, but I'm happy it turned out the way I planned it. And the thing is that it tastes so good. It tastes so good. So comment, share, take care of yourself. See you next time.
Bye.
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 God bless you.
God bless you.
Yep.